Hello students, in last video we started a new topic called responses to the abiotic factors, okay, and we said that different organisms respond differently to the abiotic factors, and total we said that there are four kinds of responses to the abiotic factor. They are regulation, conformation, migration and suspension. Okay, different organisms respond differently to the abiotic factors, and total there are four types of responses to the abiotic factors. They are regulation, conformation, migration and suspension. And then we saw the definition of homeostasis, and we said that some organisms can maintain constant internal environment even though the external environment is changing. And we saw that this constant environment allows all biological reactions and physiological functions to occur at maximum rate, and due to which the fitness of the organism is increased. Okay, and we said that different organisms maintain homeostasis by thermoregulation and osmoregulation. They maintain constant body temperature and they maintain constant osmotic concentration. And we saw an analogy regarding homeostasis. Okay, we saw the analogy of AC and we saw the analogy of heater. And now we are going to start with the first response to the abiotic factor, that is regulation. Okay, here the regulation is discussed. In the next slide we will talk about conformation. So let's talk about regulation. In regulation, we will say that some organisms can maintain constant internal environment. Some organisms can maintain constant internal environment by physiological means. Some organisms can maintain constant internal environment, or they can maintain homeostasis by physiological means, and this allows which ensures constant body temperature as well as constant osmotic concentration. Okay, some organisms can maintain constant homeostasis. They can maintain constant internal environment by physiological means, which ensures constant body temperature and constant osmotic concentration. And those organisms which can do this, they are known as regulators. Okay, those organisms which can maintain constant internal environment, which can maintain homeostasis, are known as regulators. Okay, so we are talking about regulation or regulators. So in that we said that some organisms can maintain homeostasis by physiological means, which ensures a constant body temperature as well as constant osmotic concentration. So who are regulators? Which organisms work as regulator? Like birds, mammals, few lower vertebrates and invertebrates. Birds, mammals, few lower vertebrates and invertebrates are the regulators. Not all organisms are regulators, but birds, mammals, few lower vertebrates and invertebrates are examples of regulators. Okay, and evolutionary biologists believe that success of the mammal on the earth is because of the thermoregulation. Evolutionary biologists believe that success of the mammal on the earth is because of their ability of thermoregulation, and due to which they can live in variety of habitats, like in Antarctica as well as in the desert of Sahara. Okay, mammals can live everywhere. Why? Because they are able to do thermoregulation. And due to which they succeeded in the earth. Okay, so what is the reason of success of mammals on earth? The reason of success of mammal on earth is thermoregulation, and due to which they can live in variety of habitats, like in Antarctica they can survive, and they can survive in the Sahara desert also because of the ability of thermoregulation. Okay, and which mechanism is used by mammals for thermoregulation? So the mechanism used by all mammals for thermoregulation is similar to the ones which are used by humans. Okay, mechanism used by mammals for thermoregulation is similar to the ones which are used by us. Okay, so what mechanism is used by us for thermoregulation? So let's discuss that. Humans maintain constant body temperature at 37 degrees Celsius. We maintain constant body temperature at 37 degrees Celsius. And in summer season, when outside temperature is very high, we start to sweat. Okay, we maintain constant body temperature. How do we maintain constant body temperature? In summer season, when outside temperature is very high, we will start to sweat. Okay, and this sweating results in evaporative cooling. The sweating will bring down the body temperature. So sweat is not bad. Sweat is means of bringing the body temperature down in summer season. So in summer season, we maintain constant body temperature with help of sweating. Okay, by sweating we reduce our body temperature. Okay, if sweating is not present, our body temperature will increase with the increasing temperature of the atmosphere. Okay, if the sweating is absent, then our body temperature would increase like that of atmosphere. Okay, so we maintain constant body temperature by profusely sweating, and this sweating brings down the body temperature by evaporative cooling. Now let's talk about winter season. In winter season, when outside temperature is very low, we will start to shiver. In winter season, when outside temperature is very low, we will start to shiver. And this exercise will generate heat. Okay, so shivering is also good for us. That shivering generates body heat. In winter season, when temperature is very low, we start to shiver, which produces heat. So in this manner, we maintain constant body temperature. But if we talk about plants, the plants cannot maintain constant body temperature. They are not able to do thermoregulation. So here we have talked about regulators. Okay, we are talking about regulators or regulation, which is a first kind of response towards the abiotic factor. In that, we said that some organisms can maintain homeostasis by thermoregulation and by maintaining constant osmotic concentration. Okay, and organisms who are regulators are birds, mammals, few lower vertebrates and invertebrates. And we said that evolutionary biologists believe that success of the mammal on the earth is because of their ability for thermoregulation. Okay, and because of that they can live in every habitat, like they can live in Sahara Desert also, and they can live in the Antarctica also. Okay, and the mechanism used by mammals is similar to the ones which are used by humans. And humans maintain constant body temperature at 37 degrees Celsius. In summer season, when the outside temperature is very high, we will start to sweat, and this sweating results in evaporative cooling, and this evaporative cooling brings down the body temperature. In winter season, when outside temperature is very low, we will start to shiver, and this exercise will generate body heat, and the body temperature will come up. Okay, but plants cannot maintain constant body temperature. Here a graph is given. On the x-axis we are taking external environment. And on the y-axis we are taking internal environment. Okay, so some organisms are regulator. They can maintain constant body temperature. Even though the external environment is changing, their internal environment remains constant. It remains stable. Okay, even though the external environment is changing, the regulators have constant internal environment. They maintain constant internal environment. So this line is of regulators. Okay, all regulators will fall on this line. Okay, so let's talk about conformers. Conformers change their internal environment with external environment. Okay, as the external environment change, they also change their internal environment. As the external environment change, they change their internal environment. And majority of the organisms are conformers. Okay, majority of the organisms, all plants and 99% of animals. All plants and 99% of animals are conformers. They change their internal environment. Internal environment change with the change of external environment. Their internal environment will change with the change in external environment. So these are known as conformers. Whereas some organisms will be partial regulators. These are partial regulators. They can maintain constant body temperature and constant osmotic concentration within a narrow range. They can maintain a constant body temperature and constant osmotic concentration in very limited conditions. Okay, beyond those conditions, they will also become conformer. Beyond those conditions, they will also become conformers. So these are known as partial regulators. So total there are three types of organism: regulators, conformers, and partial regulators. Regulators will maintain constant internal environment even though the external environment is changing. Conformers will change their internal environment according to the external environment, and partial regulators will try to maintain constant internal environment up to certain condition, but beyond those conditions they will also conform. Okay, so here three types of organisms are given and we have discussed regulation. In the next slide we will talk about conformation. Okay, so we will talk about conformation. So students, we have discussed regulation and we have discussed a chart which was showing three types of organisms: regulators, conformers, and partial regulators. And now we are going to discuss second type of response to the abiotic factor, which is known as conformation. Or organisms who conform are known as conformers. Okay, organisms who conform are known as conformers. So let's talk about conformers. Nearly 99% of animals and all plants are conformers. Okay, 99% of animals and all plants are conformers. It means that their body temperature change with change in the ambient temperature. Okay, here the body temperature of the organism will change with the change in the ambient temperature. Because they are conformers, they cannot regulate constant internal environment. They cannot maintain constant internal body temperature. So here their body temperature will vary according to the temperature of the environment. Here the temperature of the body will vary according to the temperature of the environment. Okay, the same thing occurs with the aquatic animals. In aquatic animals, the osmotic concentration of the body fluid, will change with that of the ambient water osmotic concentration. Those organisms or those animals who are living in the aquatic habitats, in them the internal concentration of the body fluid will change with that of the change in the water osmotic concentration. When the ambient water osmotic concentration will change, it will result in the change of the osmotic concentration of the body fluid. Okay, so here we are talking about body temperature and we are talking about osmotic concentration of the body fluid. We said that temperature of the organism will vary according to the temperature of the atmosphere, and we also said about the concentration of the body fluid in the aquatic animals, which will vary according to the concentration of the ambient water. Okay, so here they cannot maintain constant internal body temperature and they cannot maintain constant internal osmotic concentration. Okay, let's repeat the sentence again. Their body temperature change with the change in the ambient temperature, and in aquatic animals the osmotic concentration of the body fluids change with that of the ambient water osmotic concentration. Okay, so now a question may arise in our mind. That regulation is beneficial than conformation. Okay, regulation is beneficial than conformation. Then why did conformers not evolve as regulators? We saw regulation initially, that regulation is the best kind of response to the abiotic factor, and regulation is very good because it allows the physiological function and metabolic reaction to occur at maximum rate, because of which the fitness of the organism is increased. Okay, so regulation is no doubt a best way of response is that. Okay, regulation is the best kind of response to the abiotic factors. Then a question will arise in our mind that why did conformers not evolve as regulators, even though the regulation is best kind of response or regulation is good. Okay, so here it is written that regulation is beneficial. Okay, then why did conformers not evolve as regulators? If regulation is a good kind of response or is the best response to the abiotic factors, then why did the conformers not evolve as regulators? That kind of question will arise in our mind. And answer to that question is, see, for regulation, we have to maintain body temperature and we have to maintain constant internal osmotic concentration. Okay, in regulation we have to do thermoregulation and osmoregulation. Okay, but thermoregulation is energetically an expensive process. Okay, thermoregulation is energetically an expensive process, and it is especially true for the organisms who are small in size, like shrew and hummingbird. Okay, organisms whose body size is very low, okay, for them thermoregulation is an energetically an expensive process. Okay, so answer to that is thermoregulation is energetically an expensive process, especially for animals like shrews and hummingbird. Okay, especially for animals like shrews and hummingbird. Now let's talk about the heat loss and relation between heat loss and body surface area. See, small animals have lower volume of their body. Small animals have lower volume of their body, but the surface area of their body is very high. Their surface area of the body is very high. So they have low volume, but surface area is very high. So organisms who are having low volume but high body surface area will lose heat easily. So heat loss will be high in them. Okay, heat loss will be high in animals whose body surface area is high and volume is low, especially for small animals. This is true. Okay, like for shrew and hummingbird, the body surface area is high but their volume of the body is very low. So heat loss and heat gain is matter of body surface area. Heat loss and heat gain is matter of body surface area. Small animals have larger body surface area. Small animals will have larger body surface area in compared to their volume. Their volume will be low, but their body surface area will be high. Okay, so they lose body heat quickly. Small animals will lose body heat quickly, and that's why they cannot survive in the polar region. Okay, if the question is asked to you in exam that why do small organisms cannot survive in the polar region, the answer to that is that heat loss and heat gain is related to the body surface area. Okay, if small animals have large body surface area in compared to the volume, and they lose heat quickly. Okay, and they cannot maintain constant body temperature because it is an expensive process for them. The metabolic reactions are not much more. They are not able to maintain constant body temperature by using their metabolic reactions. Okay, they cannot afford to lose lose too much energy in maintaining constant body temperature because their body surface area is high and their volume is very low. Okay, so small animals have larger body surface area in compared to the volume, and so they lose body heat quickly, and so these animals are rarely found in the polar region. Small animals are rarely found in polar regions because they cannot maintain constant body temperature by spending too much ATPs, because they don't have that much energy to spend, and their body surface area is also high and their volume is also low, and so they lose heat quickly, and that's why they are rarely found in the polar regions. Okay, chalo. And during evolution, cost and benefits of maintaining constant internal environment are also taken into consideration. During evolution, cost and benefits of maintaining constant internal environment are also taken into consideration. whether it is affordable to maintain maintain constant body temperature or not, that is taken into consideration. If animal is not able to maintain constant body temperature, if it is too much expensive for them, then that animal will become conformer. Okay, then that animal will become conformer. Okay, so during course of evolution, the costs and benefits of maintaining constant internal environment are also taken into consideration. If it is too much costly to maintain thermoregulation, then the animal is not able to afford that much energy. It is not able to spend that much energy. Then animal will become conformer. Okay, chalo. And some species can regulate, but over a limited range of environmental conditions, beyond which they will simply conform. Okay, so this line is written about partial regulators. Partial regulators can regulate their body temperature, but only up to a certain conditions. Okay, only into a certain condition. Beyond those conditions, they will also become conformers. So here we are talking about conformers. We said that all 99% of animals and all plants are conformers, and they can't maintain body temperature, and they can't maintain osmotic concentration. Okay, and they did not become regulators because it is too much expensive for them. And especially for the small organisms like hummingbird and shrew, the heat loss is very high in compared to heat gain, because their body surface area is too high in compared to volume, and they can't spend too much energy in producing that much heat, and that's why they are rarely found in the polar region. And during course of evolution, the cost and benefits of becoming regulator is also taken into consideration. Whether it is affordable or not to spend that much energy, that is also taken into consideration. And some organisms can regulate, but only up to a certain condition, beyond which they will also become conformers. Okay, so here we have talked about conformation, and in the previous slide we have talked about regulation. So we have discussed two types of responses to the abiotic factor. We are still remaining with the rest of the two responses, that are migration and suspension, but that we will discuss in the next video. Okay, chalo.